Good evening, you amazing people. It's Mark Wilkinson here, live on a Tuesday evening once again. We were doing book club earlier this year, and the book club was so well received that we won an award for that. Believe it or not, there it is. There's the award. So that's nice. And so my great inspirational wife came up with this idea of Life Remixed Inspirations. I can't take the credit for that, but she did an amazing job. And we've put together a series of people that are going to turn up into your life. They're already my clients and friends. They work with me, and they are people that are realizing their dreams. They're actually moving forward with their lives. They're learning to enjoy their lives, enjoy their mindset, changing any kind of subconscious beliefs that are not serving them, and actually getting them into a place where they can start to achieve. I work with people for a minimum of 12 months now. It's a 12-month coaching program. We're up to approximately 40 plus people already joined, which is amazing. And I'm really grateful for every single one of them. So Life Remixed Inspirations, we're going to invite inspiring members of the Life Remixed community onto interviews. So the first Tuesday of every month, we're going to have people come and join me right here live, and they're going to share their story, their journey, their thoughts, their feelings, and of course the actions that they've taken in order to get themselves onto this stream with me, right? Which is great. So I'm going to introduce you tonight to quite an incredible woman who I've known for some years, a very inspiring member of the Life Remix community. Someone who is taking action, being decisive, getting things done, and really creating a wonderful product and a wonderful idea that she's bringing to fruition. She was one of the first to get involved. That's why, of course, she's a little bit ahead of the pack, but she was one of the first to get involved, and that's why she's here tonight in order to share her story and what's going on for her. So I'm going to bring her in a minute, but before I do that, I've been gifted, I've been sent an absolute exclusive, a world exclusive. Probably only Charlotte and her family and a couple of other people have seen this, but I have now received this very day a picture of, a copy of Glumbags, the Starlike Books series, the first one ever in production. Charlotte Tarrant, there's her name, there she is, about to become a published author. It's a wonderful book. Great story, and beautiful illustrations. I mean, I could show you all day on this, but it's really something. I am extraordinarily happy and grateful to hold this book in my hand and actually say to Charlotte what an amazing job she's done. And I'm really looking forward to you guys all meeting her and finding out more about her journey. So I'll bring her in now. But what I would say as well, if you've got any questions for Charlotte as we go through this, or of course me as well, but if you've got any questions for Charlotte, I would love you to pop them up onto the screen. She'll be able to see them as well. So please feel free to fire up any questions for either one of us. If there's anything you want clarified or anything you're not sure about, then be a part of it. It's Tuesday evening, live from London, and be a part of it. So without further ado, let me bring in the wonderful, lovely Charlotte. How are you?
Hi, my heart is like pounding, but because I'm so happy, I'm so happy to be here. I am slightly nervous because it's like it says, success story and inspirations and all of that, but and obviously the occasion with it being, somebody other than me now has held my first book with Ivy, obviously, who illustrated it. And yeah, so I'm kind of overwhelmed with emotion, but just so happy to be here. So happy.
In a good way, of course. It is a celebration. You're an inspiration. You're a Life Remix success story. It's a beautiful start to something that maybe a few years ago you might not have attempted, right? So that's a brilliant thing to do straight away. So let's celebrate that, of course. The other thing we're going to do as well, I should say to everybody, and I should say hi to Dave Mahoney, who says looking forward to this one. You can see these, Charlotte, right on the screen. Yeah. You can also see Colette as well saying you're an inspiration already, Charlotte. There you go. So that's beautiful. And we're going to give away 3 copies of Glumbags along with 3 copies of Life Remixed. So the lucky winners tonight, there you go. There you go. The lucky winners this evening will receive a copy of Life Remixed and a copy of Glumbags. We're giving 3 away, and all we're asking you to do while we're on air, probably for about an hour or so, is tag someone else in the thread. So wherever you're watching it from, tag someone who you think might be interested in it, and you'll get an opportunity, and we'll pick afterwards at random 3 people to get a copy of Life Remixed and a copy of Glumbags, signed by both of us, and in the post. So yeah, signed copies, Jack. Yes, absolutely. Emma saying hi, Charlotte. Well done, you. The book is fabulous. Look at them everywhere in the background. She's happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We got it. It's all good. It's beautiful. People saying congratulations. Penny's here as well. Jack's here. John's here. Saying evening all. Gav's saying good evening. Beautiful. So good to see so many comments popping up already. Hi to Andy watching us on YouTube. This is going to be great. This is going to be really, really good fun tonight. So great to have you here, Charlotte. Remember, we're giving away 3 books, 3 copies of each book. All you got to do is tag someone in the thread, wherever you're watching it from. And then we'll pick at random as well. So hi, Jason, for joining as well. So
I'm Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn.
There you go. You can see all of these. Exactly right. So jump in when you see them. There you go. John's tagging Angie already as well. Thank you, John. That's brilliant. So yeah, do tag people in the thread. Let's get more and more people online and more people involved. And they've got a chance of winning, or you have a chance of winning when you tag people as well. So thank you for that. So Charlotte, let's go. How did we meet?
So it was, where are we now? We're 2021. It was 10 years ago. And I was kind of doing this crazy walk adventure through Southeast Asia, and it took me through quite a few countries. And in Thailand, I think I landed in Bangkok and kind of wiggled through some islands. And then I think you were on Phuket at the time, right? So yeah, and I think I don't think it was even particularly long, because I was just so on the move. I think it was just bumped into you. You were hanging out with a bunch of people. We just went out to a few nightclubs, partied a bit, and then I moved on. But it was just we stayed in touch, didn't we? Like we stayed in touch on Facebook, and I just witnessed over that period of not really, we didn't see each other face to face again, but I just saw something happening. Your life was growing and growing and growing and growing, and I was like, what's happening there? So yeah, it was a really fun few days in Thailand, but then I think the real wonder kind of happened in that 10 years that obviously I now know what happened for you. So
yeah, and obviously you've read it all in Life Remixed as well. And I can see many of you as well tagging other people in it. Big love. Thank you for tagging other people in the feed and getting more people involved. You're in with a chance of winning, of course, tonight as well. Copies of Charlotte's Glumbags book you can see behind, and of course Life Remixed as well. So you decided to reach out to me because, what happened that particular morning of your life?
Well, again, that's a bit of a blur, but I do know where I was when we had the call. I was just sitting outside Tesco in Hertford, thinking I've got to change my life. No, what it was, I think I'd seen one of your, because I'd obviously, we'd connected. I'd seen you'd set up the Life Remixed thing. I think I was in the Facebook group, and I think you'd just done a video. I think it was a Monday motivation or something. And I was just really in a phase where Mondays were just quite hard for me. They were just kind of like, it just, something didn't feel right again. And I saw this video, and I think it was just right bang on point about something probably to do with purpose and that sort of thing. And I thought, I don't know, I just was like, right, just send a message. And then I think literally within a few hours we were speaking on the phone, and by the end of that call I was like, right, sign me up for coaching, let's just do it. So yeah, and I was sitting outside Tesco just making this call, which actually has turned out to be such a amazingly purposeful and helpful call to have made. So yeah.
Yes, and I am extremely grateful for that call you made to me that day. And I remember what you said. You said to me, Okay, you listened to everything. I was talking about what I'm doing with Life Remixed, and obviously we were in the sort of pre-release kind of time there. I was doing interviews and talking to people, and you just went to me, how can you be my coach? And I went, right, okay, then let's get started. Okay, and off we went, and everything you can see that has developed, everything you can see has developed since is literally just growing and growing and growing, right? So you can see all of that happening. But you made a very interesting point there as well, because you spoke about purpose. Now, obviously, I spent many years defining my purpose, learning about myself and getting ready to actually put this good stuff out into the world. And as I was putting this good stuff out into the world, I'd started to define my purpose. And I got asked many times. I got asked so many times, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? I was like, I don't know. I play records, people dance. What do you want me to, maybe we all get drunk and who knows what else. But, that's it. So what do you mean a purpose? What are you talking about? But they wouldn't let me off the hook. They would not let me off the hook. They kept me asking me, purpose. What is it? What is it? So I made that one of my very first things in Life Remixed. And I think it's chapter 6 or 7 of Life Remixed. I'm literally like, right, purpose. Let's find out how we find our purpose. And I said to you in one of our early coaching sessions, as I do with a lot of my clients, I talk about purpose and then I put it back onto them and I say, okay, fine. So now it's time for you to come up with something that is going to help you. And it's not about you. It's about what you're going to do for other people, how you're going to do it, and what's the outcome of it going to be. So mine is to bring joy, knowledge, inspire, create, so that other people learn to live, love, enjoy their lives fully. So there's nothing in there about me. There's nothing in there about money. It's not about that at all. It's about purpose. What actually gets you out of bed in the morning? What gets you feeling good? And then I said that to you, and I'm going to give you a little, I want to say a gold star. That sounds cheesy. I want to give you a massive thumbs up and go, you're amazing, because you basically defined yours within like one call. You went back to me and just went, right, okay, I've nailed that. What's next? So why didn't you tell me what happened there?
Well, as in the actual purpose. So the purpose is about, inspiring these feelings of courage, hope, love and joy, so that people may be star-like in their life. So for me, the 4 feelings of courage, hope, love and joy are the essentials. They're just the essentials for life. So we do need, a good bucket of courage to call upon, don't we? Because life sometimes is quite scary and sad things happen and unexpected twists and turns do happen. So we need that courage. But then with that, we can move, into the hope, and love and joy as well. I do see courage as quite, it's why it comes first. It's quite fundamental for me that, as humans, we are, we have our fragilities, we have, there's the great unknown out there. But if we just embrace that and just say, okay, and courage actually means hearts, it's from the French heart. So it's about being willing to feel. Actually, that's what courage is. It's about being willing to feel. And I think if you're willing to feel, then you do access the most amazing sensations, which for me are hope, love and joy. They're just the most amazing sensations you can experience on this planet. So and then being star-like in their life. So thanks to you, it's kind of, and being given that task of defining that, then it was just very obvious, right? Well, I'll name my business Starlike Books, and the purpose of that business is to create these books that inspire those feelings. So, it was just kind of, it rolled from there. So it was such a defining moment. I was just encouraged. I know loads of people already, like Diana, I can see, and Peter, and Emma as well. I know people who have done this work, but anyone who hasn't, just put something down, just kind of write something down, because it's so pivotal.
It is, it absolutely is. And I want to put so many people up on the screen. We're getting so many people tagging other people and all sorts of stuff, wanting to win a free copy of Life Remixed, and obviously of Glumbags as well. I love this one from Dave. Says, one of the best things about having you as a coach, Mark, is that you've helped me, and by the sounds of it, Charlotte, find our purpose much quicker than we ever could have without your help. So massive, huge love, Dave. I really appreciate that. John here with a beautiful comment. The most happy and contented people I know have purpose. Yeah, and the little thinking emoji. Yeah, think on that, John. You know, it's not, you know, it's not about money, purpose. It's about life and love and enjoying ourselves. And Diana says we all need to be more star-like in our lives. Courage is everything. There you go. And Diana will be a guest on Life Remixed Inspirations at a later date when her book is ready to come out, which is really going to be something we'll all be supporting as well, which is wonderful. There's so many things coming in, Charlotte. I know you can see them all. People tagging, you know, all your friends, lots of my friends, lots of great people supporting and being a part of the stream, which is amazing. Carolyn saying, I love your purpose, Charlotte. Gav just saying, this is a great inspiring achievement, Charlotte. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look at it. Look at it. It's a beautiful piece of work, and it's got your name on it, Charlotte. There you go. Look. Which is very, very good, and it's going to help a lot of children to understand more about their purpose in life as well. I know. So let's keep going. So before Life Remix coaching, you know, kind of, you know, where were you? What was going on in your life before you came and you know, created this amazing product in the last few months? But where were you? You know, I mean, I get a lot of people coming to me saying that they were a bit lost. They didn't really know what was going on with their lives. That's generally one I get quite a lot. You know, how would you describe where you were?
Yeah, so I think what it was for me is in my personal life, I feel like I'd found purpose. You know, I'd found the courage to do the things that I really wanted to do, which was to actually, you know, have a relationship and commit to that, and then become a mum. And that was, you know, that was quite a long journey towards becoming a mum. And I stuck with it, you know, I committed. But what was baffling for me was I couldn't seem to really replicate that in my professional life. You know, for a long time I'd wanted to write, and I've written millions and millions of words. You know, I have done the apprenticeship, you know, backwards, forwards, upside down. You know, I've done it, but I just kept kind of getting in my own way. But I couldn't quite put my, you know, it was like this feeling of being in a glass-walled room. You know, I could see it. I could see what I, you know, thought I wanted, you know, and what I did want. But it just, you know, I was just kind of blocked from getting it. So on the one hand, it felt like, you know, great things were coming true and manifesting my life, and I was proving my commitment and purpose with those day in, day out. But, you know, certainly with my vocational occupations, if you like, I couldn't seem to find the way through. So.
And that sort of ties in nicely, because obviously when you come into my 12-month program that I've written off the back of Life Remixed, it's actually like the first month is self-awareness. And that's all we're talking about. We're talking about self-awareness. We use e-colors to give you kind of I don't want to say a definition, but an indicator of your personality, you know, diversity within you. And I distinctly remember this. You did it once, and it came back as blue-red, which is obviously the relating doer. But then you did it again, and it was blue-yellow, which is the relating socializer. And what I found interesting about that was you kind of went, well, when I'm at work, I'm that, but when I'm at home, I'm this. And I remember thinking, I think I said to you, hey, listen, just answer it as Charlotte. just be Charlotte. Don't be Charlotte at work and Charlotte. No, just be Charlotte, right?
It's so true. It's so true. And that's probably part of it, you know, I don't know, I suppose for a long time you know, I've had great jobs, don't get me wrong. I've had really great jobs, fulfilling jobs. And, you know, I'm working with another amazing client now, you know, in addiction treatment, you know, something I'm absolutely passionate about doing. But I did feel like it was kind of one me at work and one me, you know, this kind of split. And I think that's part of the coaching. It's about saying, no, that's not true. You know, just be this whole person, bring yourself, the whole person everywhere. So yeah, I think that's really spot on to bring that up, actually. I just couldn't quite see that on my own.
Yeah, and I noticed that. And do you know what? You're not alone. There's millions, if not billions, of people around the planet that do that. They have a work self, and they must be like this, and then they have a home self, and then they have a, and it's exhausting. It's like you don't need to do it. Do you know what I mean? Just be authentic and turn up and be yourself. You are utterly unique. You're an incredible person, as is every single person watching this and every other person on the planet. But we're all incredible. We're all completely ourselves, and we are the perfect version of ourselves. And really, the purpose of any training or any education, educo, means from the Greek, is to draw out from within. So it's about me coaching you and saying, right, come on, Charlotte, I'm drawing out from within, going, come on, you can do this, you can do this. I think you might have said already that I kind of gave you not that I gave you permission, but I gave you permission to do this off your own back.
Yeah. No, that definitely was here. The thing of defining the purpose, and then very quickly after that, it was like, kind of, what you're waiting for, basically. And it was so obvious once it had happened to just go for it. It was this kind of block of 25. It's 25 years actually, because I was thinking before this call, really I loved English at school, right? I had this kind of crazy English teacher, hair changed colour every week. And she was one week would be in a great mood and the next week be in a terrible mood. But I loved it. I just loved the drama of it. I'm quite, I just love drama. And she would give, extraordinary, like A++++s for, a good story you'd written. So it was fantastic. But actually the real moment I sat down to write was I was 19. I was in Barcelona for a term, and I just woke up one morning and I was like, I just want to write for children. And I wrote solidly for about 3 days, and there was quite a lot of wine involved, actually, I have to say. Not much food either, a few olives perhaps, but actually what I wrote, I've looked back on it in recent years, and it was, it had potential. It was a really, there were great characters, there was fun, there was action, but I just, again and again, I would kind of do that. I'd have those bursts of like, I just want to do this, but then it was like, no, just put it away in its box. And so I think 25 years on, and that block of what you waited for, and that was the reason. I mean, I had pitched the stories actually to a handful of agents, and I got a couple of kind of polite, very nice no's, sort of, lovely stories, but kind of, who are you, basically? You're no one. And I just thought, what, it's time. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people suffer with that. And if they don't reach out to a coach or someone to help them, and it doesn't have to be me, it can be anybody, who they revere, who they like, who they think has got something to add to their lives. But very often we can't see the wood for the trees. In fact, someone said to me once, when you're a goldfish living in the bowl, the last thing you know about is water. And it's actually a really good comment, that, because suddenly you go, ding, okay, hold on a second. So I can see outside of my clients, I see you guys, and I go, hey, listen, you can do this, and you can do it however you want to do it. You can go to 100 publishers and try to get published, but you're more likely to be successful if you care. No one's going to care about it as much as you. You're more likely to be successful if you put the energy behind it, and then the publishers come running. Once you're selling like 1 million copies, they'll be straight over to you going, oh, here, by the way, here you go. But you have to put in the legwork first. And I think that most bands and DJs and producers would tell you that same thing. It's very hard to get signed until you've got a huge following and people that are behind you. And it's going to be the same. It is the same with books. Life Remixed is my story. I wasn't just going to give it away to someone for like, 1,500 quid or something. No, it was like, no, here, hang on a minute. I'm going to do something really special with this. And that's what I'm doing. And hey, and all power to you. You're replicating it, and in your own beautiful way, which, is amazing. So many great comments coming in. Emma's saying, of course, where you can pre-order Glumbags. I don't know if you can scroll up and down, Charlotte, but I can scroll up and down on these comments. So excited. I can't wait to read Glumbags to my little grandson. That will be, of course. Gavs makes a very, very lovely comment in full agreement with what Dave has said about Mark. Bless you. Thank you, mate. Amazing friend, human and coach, helping many people tap into their soul purpose. Priceless. Money cannot buy what Mark's helps us tap into and find within ourselves. Well, I've got nothing but love for every one of you. Gav saying, thanks for sharing, Charlotte. So much resonating. You're doing fantastic work. And we're watching you grow like you watch Mark. Yeah, you know that. Exactly right. And keep watching me, because I'm going to keep going, and every one of you is going to keep coming with me. And I want, 50 millionaires, who are doing their own stuff, in a great way. Every single one of them having worked with me and gone through my program and gone, right, I can change everything if I want to. Like Diana said, it's time, right? And thank you for giving us the confidence to go for it. And I think that's to both of us, Charlotte, to be honest. So do remember, tag other people in the stream, tag other people in the comments wherever you're watching from. We've got three copies of, there you go. Charlotte is carefully modelling Life Remixed and Glumbags there. And thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, absolutely. Those signed copies will be in the post for 3 lucky winners that Charlotte and I will decide on later. Which is amazing. So, I mean, basically, you're a freelance writer in your day job, essentially. And I know you've had various clients, and I talked to you a lot about attracting more and more clients to you, and keep building that, because that's how you build a business, having many, many clients, not just limiting yourself to like 1 or 2 of them, because you're amazing at what you do. You did write me a very lovely review, Amazon review. You were one of the first, actually, to leave me a very lovely Amazon review on Life Remix. Can you remember what you said?
I can. I said there's energy in these pages, because that was my experience. I mean, I read it, I got it, and I read it cover to cover within, about, I think it was 7 hours. I just sat down, read it, and then I did the thing of, okay, I'm going to go back and read this again and just pause with it and take time with it and really think. But it was just wonderful. It was 2 things for me. It was certainly everything we've just been talking about those real solid, like, life lessons, I guess, on purpose and gratitude, and just caring for yourself and what's around you and the people around you. And also, honesty about the mistakes. I've made as many, if not more, mistakes than you in my past. And I think, there's just a lovely humour in that, isn't there? There's just a lovely humour. So there was that. But, also for me, it was about a time in my life, that those memories, that kind of house music scene that I was part of. And actually, it was just wonderful reading that back, because your take on that was like, here were the good times, and okay, here was the time where actually we've got to change things, basically. And that was my story too. So it's kind of obviously it's your story and my story very different, but in some ways that kind of theme throughout it was it's like reading my own story in some respects. So
yeah, and I appreciate that, and it has resonated with lots and lots of people, which I'm most grateful for. I mean, when you write a book, you're never quite sure, are you? You know what I mean? And what's funny is that that's my life story for 50 years, right? And then on Amazon, 2 people, they haven't left reviews, but 2 people have given it 3 stars. Now, that's 50 years of my life, I'll have you know. How dare you give it 3 stars?
But 100 have given it 5, right?
Yeah, 101 have given it 4 and 5 stars. So yeah, I'm massively grateful. But I have to laugh. I always have to laugh when you put your entire life on the line and someone goes, yeah, 3 stars, mate. That's average. But anyway, it's all good. So Pete asked the question a little bit earlier. Have you always been into writing, or is this something you've taken to developing later in life? So obviously you've mentioned about school and the English language stuff. You've become a freelance writer, but there's another part of your journey that I think is really special. And I've said this to you many times, and I think this is another book that you could write, whether you write it in your own name or whether you find another way to write it. Your series of letters to your father. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, oh dear, it'd probably bring tears to my eyes a bit.
You can cry if you need to.
I actually had a bit of a chat with Dad before this call, because I was feeling quite nervous, and I do get nervous about things that really matter. And I just thought, what can I do to, just get back in the kind of reality of what's happening here, which is just a lovely thing, surrounded by love. All these people like have come and commenting nicely, and you're a friendly person. It's like there's nothing to fear. So I did a bit of meditation, and then I had a bit of a chat with Dad, and I was just like, I just really heard he was proud of me, which is lovely. But yeah, I mean, he died in 2019, and it wasn't, it was sudden in that it was a cardiac arrest, but it wasn't unexpected. I mean, my dad had been ill for many years. He'd had heart condition, he'd had cancer, he'd had type 2 diabetes, he'd pretty much, had the whole suite of kind of chronic diseases. So, but it was still very, it was very, very shocking thing. But something quite amazing happened, really, because he had this cardiac arrest on a ship. He was with his lovely wife Kathy. Actually, they'd gone to celebrate her 70th birthday, and the boat had just set sail actually from Malta. It was 2 hours out from Malta, and his heart just went, basically. And incredibly, I mean, the ship's doctor brought him back after something like 28 minutes of being out. He brought him back. This boat, I mean, Dad would have loved this, right? This massive, like 77,000 ton liner turns around at sea to bring him back to Malta. Like, he would have loved that. Like thousands of guests on board, right? And it's just like, no, you're going to turn the ship around. And then obviously we got the call from Malta, from Kathy, and then we all got on planes, obviously. And he was in ICU. He was there for 6 days. And I think what is extraordinary about what happened there is we got this opportunity that very few people get, because either it's this thing like, if it's cardiac arrest, they just go and they're dead, and it's like, there's no kind of chance to say goodbye, if you like. Or many people, have people that suffer very long illnesses, and it's very painful. And, we were spared that. But what we had was this chance to say goodbye to him in the ICU. And it was profound. I mean, it was absolutely a time in my life where I felt myself growing up there, I suppose. I felt like it was like there he was, effectively dying, basically, in hospital. And it was kind of, here was the chance for me to say, Dad, it's okay. Like, you do what you need to do, basically. If you want to come back, you come back. If you need to go, you go. And then, so obviously then he died. And in many ways, it was a relief, because his brain had suffered extraordinary brain damage through the oxygen deprivation, because he was just out for so long. But then I was like, on day 4 after he died, I was just like, I need to write about this. Like, the only way for me to turn this into something that is useful, and how I can understand the way I understand my own feelings is I write about them, basically, and then it becomes something useful. So I've been doing that really ever since 2019. I've written these letters. I can't see, the frequency of them has slowed down a bit, but I think I will be doing it for the rest of my life, because the relationship goes on. The love certainly goes on. My God, the love, in fact, has got bigger than ever through this letter writing process. I still feel like I'm getting to know him. It's kind of, it's odd, he's not here physically anymore, and yet we're kind of still having this father-daughter relationship. And to sort of, for this to start appearing as well in those letters, and it was all kind of in this pot of stuff happening, obviously the coaching with you and this happening, and it's been absolutely key, I think, to, and part of this story, that's why it's dedicated to him, is, and I didn't actually realize it when I was writing it. I didn't realize it, because really what the story is about kindness. It's about this kind of strange blue fluffy creature, and the boy who's like, I'm not going to sort of react to him like all these people in town that are kind of staying away. But actually there's a bit of a unwritten story, and it's an indirect message here about sort of loving from somebody who may not be there anymore, sort of thing. And I only realized it right at the end of writing this story, actually. So yeah, I mean, it is dedicated to him. There are pictures of him. The Ivy, the brilliant Ivy, who I worked with on this, who's illustrated it, she's drawn Dad into the book and all of that. And I just know, I just know how proud he is. I know how proud he is. I mean, he was writing children's story ideas at the end of his life in a notebook, and he would have made brilliant books. I know that. So in many ways, it's the torchlight has been passed on.
And what you're saying there is, dear Dad, you'll always be a part of the story. So Glumbags is for you.
Yeah.
See, I'm about to cry, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear Emma in the background saying, "Keep it together, Wilkes." There's some beautiful comments coming up here. One of the things I would say, and this is a bit deep, right? But you know me, I'm quite a deep guy. When I say to you that energy cannot or is not created or destroyed, it just changes form.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what energy actually is. And when I talk about spirit, soul, and energy, that's the highest level of a human being. And it is not created or destroyed. It just moves. It moves through form and out of form. And my point to you is that you've just illustrated that absolutely beautifully, because you're still talking with your father. As you grow, you're still having this relationship, and then looking back on everything that he said or he did and going, and like joining dots together and writing in more letters to help you grow, to help you keep going. And the fact that you can understand that the energy is not created or destroyed, it's just carried on from him. You were born, and now here you are, and then it carries on, and then your lovely daughter's born, and the energy carries on. That's how it works. So I absolutely love that. And also as well, we talk a lot about legacy and the legacy that you're going to leave. Well, your father's legacy. I mean, I didn't know that, by the way, what you just told me, that your dad was writing, or drafting up children's stories before he passed, and now here you are, grabbing that torch and going, "Here you go, Dad. Look, this is what I'm doing." That's immensely powerful. Immensely powerful. Gav absolutely nails it as well. Transmutation of energy. Exactly right. Exactly right. Pete, what a beautiful story. He would be immensely proud, Charlotte. Of course he would. Absolutely. That's right, mate. Colette just saying that's so beautiful. Jason's on it. I like this. I can see the Glumbag stories being made into an animation on CBBS. Is this within your plan, Charlotte? Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of the joys, anyone who's thinking of doing this, and I mean, I can only really talk about children's illustrated books, but the kind of the DIY route is so satisfying, because obviously I've had to clearly, I've had to fund it myself, but funnily enough, the money appeared all at the right time.
What a coincidence. How lucky. No.
But the thing is, like, work, I got to choose from this talented pool across the world, the person that I wanted to work with. And I just have to shout out to Ivy right now, because she's just such an extraordinary human being. And if I had been picked by a publisher, I would not have had that right to choose my own illustrator. They would have done that. They would have managed that, and it would have been presented to me. And the collaboration of working with an illustrator that you trust, and obviously there was a selection process to find her, but I knew the moment I met her, I knew she had heart. And really, it's been wonderful to do that, to have that creative input into the illustration sides of it as well. And I just couldn't be happier with the outcome. So yeah, anyone who's out there who's thinking about doing it, I mean, I'm not knocking it. I think traditional publishing obviously has huge advantages. Distribution for one, getting out there into the shops, obviously with the right titles, they will put budget behind marketing, etc. So I think there's pros and cons on both sides, but this way has been immensely satisfying to be able to produce the book that I really wanted to produce. So, and
the point of that is that, yes, you're exactly right. You've produced something. You've retained creative control. You've produced something amazing. Produce a few more of them, and the big publishers will be knocking on your door. And like Jason said, CBBS or something, anything like this can be done. anything like this can be done. But you have to, it's like the Martin Luther King quote, you know, you don't have to see the whole staircase. You just got to take the first step. You just got to get on with it, and then to the next step and the next step and the next step. And there's a great thing in the secret. Anfield says you can drive the whole way across America, even in thick fog, only seeing 30 feet in front of you with a pair of headlights. But you can, in the dark, you can drive the entire way across the country. You don't need to see the whole route. You just need to have a little bit of vision in front of you, and a little bit and a little bit. And you know, that's my job. That's what I do. I love coaching people, just to say, hey, listen, just look a little bit further and a little bit further, and just take that extra step and that extra step, and you will get where you want to get to. And I believe 12 months that I work with people is a start point. I mean, I've been studying self-development for 17 years to get to this point. You know, 12 months is a start point. It gets you moving, and look what you can achieve inside 12 months. You know, I think it's absolutely wonderful. Just going back before we move on, just going back to the letters from your father, or sorry, to your father. Emma just says they're so beautiful. That's amazing. Carolyn just says, agreed, they're very heartwarming. And Dave is just saying, great viewing to both of us. Well done. And thank you both for the inspiration. And I know, Dave, I know you've got children's books ready. You know, I know you've got ideas, Dave. You know, that this could be your publisher over here, you know, so who knows. But what I would say to you is get moving, mate, get moving and get those stories out there. And I know quite a few other people that are watching have all got this idea as well, that they'd love to achieve something like this. And here you are doing it. And you know, round of applause for the energy, Charlotte, because you say there's energy in my book. Well, there's energy in yours as well. So Prue's here as well. So amazing, Charlotte. Was lucky to meet your amazing dad. That's beautiful. Prue is.
Prue took some absolutely brilliant photos of my dad that I absolutely treasure. She came around with the camera, and we kind of did this thing. My dad had wanted to do this thing, kind of, we were all slightly, you know, dressed up as, you know, semi-gangster type things and card games going on and stuff like that. And absolutely brilliant. And Prue herself, I mean, she's a talent. I mean, my goodness, she's producing some incredible music. So if you don't know Prue Fiddy, you need to know her. But yeah, thank you, Prue, for those. I treasure those pictures you took. They're just dad in his element.
So I want to move on just a little bit now into what advice you would give to want to be, you know, children's authors, and also, you know, for you as well, you know, why a children's book? You know, what was the inspiration behind Glumbags? So, you know, basically give us a bit of that overview for yourself, and then further advice, you know, for other people that are thinking about taking this step.
Yeah, so why? I mean, it's where I started. That story I told you about being 19, and that was, you know, absolutely that first kind of explosion of energy, if you like, around, you know, wanting to write. It was children's stories, and you know, I kind of explored that in lots of different ways and wrote tons of words. But then I kind of went off into this path of, okay, no, I'm going to try and write novels for adults. And, you know, again, I got so far with it. You know, I actually got representation from quite a top literary agency on the basis of the first 5 chapters of a book. You know, it's around about 20,000 words, but again, like, couldn't finish that. And then with why I came back to it was, you know, the story around having Natalie was it took a lot of time. You know, it wasn't an easy process to have her. And what happened was, you know, right at the point where I thought, okay, is this ever going to happen? Isn't it? And we were starting fertility treatment and all of that. These characters like appeared at my door. I'd started a blog a few months before because I was like, again, I've got to write just to get through this kind of difficult time. And then these like vivid characters appeared at my door, and I was like, you know, I'm not an illustrator, but I felt compelled. I was like, I've got to draw these because I need to remember, you know, their kind of visual kind of what they look like. And Glumbags was one of them, you know, and I was like, okay, you're here to help me through this moment. I kind of knew it because drawing, and I drew my future, you know, I drew Natalie. I mean, it's bizarre, like all these drawings that I was doing, and it was pouring out of me this kind of wish to become a mother, actually. But I kind of thought, okay, you're here to help me now, Glumbags, and these other characters that you'll meet in later books, right? But I also thought they've got another purpose. I thought they're not going to be, it's not going to be the story about, you know, my fertility treatment. That's not why they're here. Although that's why they, you know, came at that time. So I kind of just drew them, sketched them, and then, you know, just lovely friends who are told were like, you know, you've really got to do something with it. You've got to do something with it. But still I wasn't doing it, you know, still I wasn't quite getting there with it. But yeah, you know, it was absolutely a kind of, you know, they landed. So
amazing. And I often talk about imagination being the most powerful nation on earth. It might be a quote attributed to Einstein, but also visualization. And what you've just proven once again is that you visualize. And we went to the Van Gogh. We went to Van Gogh exhibition on Friday, and he said, I dream my painting and then I paint my dream. Again, just what you've just described, by the way. You know, you dreamed this, you know, and then you visualized it, you imagined it, and then you put it down. And even if it's just a rough drawing or whatever, you know, don't judge yourself. Not anyone listening or watching, don't judge yourself to that kind of stuff. Just do it, you know, because no one else can do what you can do, you know. So get it out of yourself and get it down. And if it's words and if it's drawings or whatever it is, start to create something. You know, get out of your own way, you know, get rid of your ego, stop worrying about the money, you know, get your purpose and then create. And once you create, then all of a sudden things start to happen. And I think it's really, really powerful. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, that leads us to My Kind of Human, which is kind of Starlike Books. Is that Starlike Books kind of go to? Is that, you know, give us a bit of background on what you're doing there.
Yeah, so that's emerged since, and kind of, again, it's this thing of because the books, obviously, you know, I love the books, but they're kind of, they sit beneath the bigger purpose, I suppose. And yeah, the My Kind of Human thing. So I've just started something on my website around that. It's kind of the people in your life that inspire the feelings of courage, hope, love and joy in you. And, you know, with copies, the pre-orders, and thank you, by the way, everyone who's pre-ordered. I'm so grateful. I know there's quite a few who are here tonight. I just cannot tell you how it was like a hand holding mine. Every one of those pre-orders that came in, it was like somebody holding my hand going, come on, let's just, you know, walk on a little bit more. It's just so wonderful to receive those. But yeah, with those, I'm going to send out a few other bits, and part of it is about encouraging people to, you know, kind of write something to somebody they love, or, you know, just connect with community in that way, and just notice, because I think one of the real shames about us human beings is we think all these wonderful things about people, and I genuinely believe that most people are fundamentally good and kind and wonderful and loving, but we just don't tell. Sometimes we just don't tell those people until sometimes it's too late. You know, you get these wonderful funeral services, don't you, where everyone's kind of like, my goodness, this person was amazing, they did this, you know. And it's like, sometimes you think, oh, but that wasn't said to that person in life, or maybe it wasn't said in just such a heartfelt way. And yeah, I suppose I just want to encourage people to, you know, we're British, aren't we? We don't do that. We're like, we don't sort of talk about our feelings. No, we don't tell each other we love each other. But I think we just need to be a bit more Italian. We need to be more Italiano, you know, kind of just, we need to sort of love each other a bit more, don't we? And especially after what we've just been through. And I think the other thing that I didn't really realize about Glumbags as well, because I was kind of writing the stories, obviously, while all the coronavirus thing was going on, is it is about noticing and caring about people in your community, and just sort of wondering what might be going on for them. And those small acts of kindness, like the smallest things, can make the world of difference to people. Like, it really can. And I know, so I've been on the receiving end of, you know, those tiny acts of people noticing that you think, okay, that has changed the course of my life. You know, it's changed how I feel. So Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, you know, one of the things I often say as well, this is a friendly universe. And, you know, you have to believe that. You know, yes, there'll be a million other people and news channels, everyone else telling you it's a hostile universe and to be afraid and to be controlled and all that kind of stuff. You know, but actually, no, you don't have to buy into that. You can buy into something completely different. And that's one of the things I say to people is, look, it's a friendly universe. You know, let's get out there. And you make a very valid point about, you know, not telling people, you know, how great they are at the time. It just reminded me of something I read at the Van Gogh exhibition on Friday. Some of his top 5 paintings have sold for $360 million. Yeah. But while he was alive, he sold one painting. He sold one painting and no one told him how brilliant he was. And as soon as he'd gone, they flew up and they ended up selling for $360 million. And you have to think to yourself, like, can we just do it now while we're alive? Rather than
let's do it now.
We just do it now while we're all here. It'd probably be better. But yeah, so Colette is just saying, I have to order the book now. Yes, Colette. Yes. You absolutely love it, Colette. And Samoya Prue saying, thanks for the plug. That's amazing. Absolutely. You are a great singer, Prue. Get more records out. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Love to hear how inspiration finds its way to others. Thank you for sharing. Pete has just said, I've just ordered 2 copies. I'm going to donate them to the Macclesfield Children's Ward. Look at that.
God, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Pete, that is beautiful because it not only does it support Charlotte, but it's actually going to help a couple of families and people reading at the Children's Ward. So. Yeah,
that's a beautiful gesture. Thank you so much, Peter. And I'm sure Peter at some stage will be on your success stories. You're amazing, Peter. I look at you and think, like, sort of like to talk about goals. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's extraordinary what you're doing. So,
and well, some of the people. I mean, that leads nicely into some of the people I've got coming up. So next month. I'm going to have Dave Mills from In The Music with their T-shirts, who's doing an amazing job. So I want everyone ordering T-shirts before Christmas for their loved ones because that's amazing as well. And then in the new year, we've got Michael David Passy joining us, who has just got 1.2 million euros into his event app, which is going to be also amazing. And then Dave and Barb Mahoney will be with us, Kevin and Claire Pollitt, Diana, Pete. You know, these are successful people that are doing amazing work. And I'm honored to be working with them and being a part of that guide and that kind of that voice sometimes in their ear going, come on, get on with it, run, let's do it, you know, because that's what I love to do. I love people, you know, I love people and I love people to succeed. And I do remember actually when we were talking about e-colours, when you described the first e-colours session, when you emailed Lewis, and you said when Mark hosted it, his big yellow sunshine beaming across the whole thing, and I really did appreciate that. Those were really beautiful words as well. So thank you, Charlotte. So Starlike Books, yeah, obviously we're going to encourage people, children, obviously particularly, to be more Starlike, to find their courage, hope, love, and joy, and actually live a purposeful life, not maybe having to wait until they're 50 to actually do it, but actually start them young. Yeah, let's start them young. Let's get them in a great headspace straight away, a great mindset, you know, as soon as we can. And so, you know, I love what you're doing. I can't wait to meet all the other characters as well. But of course, you've set up a publishing house, Starlike Books. I mean, I was just encouraging you to write a book. I wasn't expecting you to set up like world domination. But you know, tell me, you know, the thinking, obviously, and where you feel it's going to go. Hopes and dreams, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think much about it, to be honest. I mean, there's no sort of grand business plan behind this or anything, but it just felt right. You know, it just felt right to give it an identity that was kind of not just my name. I mean, obviously my name is it's important to me that my name is on the books, because part of the whole coaching thing and all of this is actually coming into visibility and not being afraid of one's own visibility and success and all of that. But it felt right for this, the kind of umbrella name of Starlike Books, and then kind of beneath it sit the stories. But who knows? I mean, maybe in the future it might expand to it might include adult titles as well, you know, kind of the book, you know, that you've often encouraged me to write, which is something that comes from those letters that I'm writing to my dad. You know, there's no reason why that can't actually be published within that. And I don't know, I mean, there isn't a great you know, kind of grand plan behind it. It's just, I'm just kind of following instincts, basically.
And that's an important point. That's an important point. Don't overthink stuff. So many people spend so much time overthinking that they stop themselves from actually doing what it is they would like to do. You know, it's important to have the planners and the people that we need. It's also important to have the dreamers. And it's important that, you know, you don't stop yourself from doing your best work because you sit there and overthinking it, going, oh, you know, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe no. You know, there's not another person like you that looks like you, 6-7 billion, who looks like you, sounds like you, has your mind, who has your body. Not another person like you on the planet. So, you know, the sooner we get on with it, the better. And I think that's part of what I'm saying to people is let's get on with it. The fact that that you stepped up and actually put together a publishing house, I think means that, you know, you're going to end up publishing other people's books. And you know, I look at Hay House, obviously Louise Hay, and I shared something in the Life Remixed clients Facebook group recently. And it's basically her story that she didn't even start writing until she was in her 50s, early 50s. And her first year of setting up Hay House, she made $42.
Yeah.
And she made $42. And then a few years later, 35 million copies sold worldwide. So, you know, it is about the energy. And I'm always saying to you, you know, I'm always saying to you, we're going into a coaching session here, but you know, I'm always saying to you, be seen, Charlotte. You know what I mean? Come out of that, you know, beautiful shell of yours and actually start to talk to people like the way we're doing tonight. Look at the reaction. People watching, people commenting, people tagging other people because they want to win that book. You know, come outside and show us all and speak to us all. You know what I mean? We want to hear your story. You're a fascinating person. So, you know, share the love, you know, that's what we all want. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saying to everyone, all my coaching clients, I'm going, come on, come out here. It's almost like I'm going here. Here's a rose. Smell the rose. It's lovely. Here you go. And now you smell it, you know, and I'm like, come on, it's good. And John's just saying inspirational. Lovely. Thank you, John. And absolutely brilliant. And Colette is saying she's going to be a guest on the Life Remixed Inspiration within the next 12 months. That's a great goal to have, Colette. And we can't wait to welcome you. It's absolutely great that you're here and being a client and getting involved. So that's beautiful. And what I would say as well is obviously I encourage people a lot to set up multiple sources of income. I say to you, you need to be swimming, not drowning in clients. You need to be swimming in clients. You need clients coming at you from all places. You need people buying your books. While I'm sitting here, there'll be a few people buying Life Remixed books. There'll be a few people ordering from you on your Starlike Books website. You know, it's part of it. It's part of the value that you add to people's lives gives you income. And as long as you think about it as in adding value in every source of income, and I know you've just recently attracted a new client as into your freelance writer role, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the concept of being of service is a really strong one for me. And I know you've said that so many times to me, you know, just get in that position of being of service, adding value, giving. I love also what you always say about when you're with somebody, give them your full focus. Don't be like, you know, flicking on your phone or kind of thinking about all the things you're going to do.
Yeah, go on, Charlotte. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go on.
But yeah, but that's so true, isn't it? It's like, you know, just being present and giving that service, just thinking, okay, what do you need? Let's find out what you need and let's kind of do that. And yeah, I mean, the new client I'm working with really is an area really close to my heart, you know, addiction treatment. And they're a company called Help Me Stop. They're doing fantastic things in terms of breaking through what was, you know, essentially either you needed 25 grand to go to the Priory or you had an extremely long wait for statutory services that are so that, you know, they're not really funded anymore. And what Help Me Stop are doing is they're offering day hab treatment. So it's, you know, it's so affordable. It's essentially, you know, the same as going on a holiday to Spain or something. You can now get really great quality addiction treatment. So yeah, I'm really passionate about it. And I do think you have to, for me, I have to find those clients that I really care about what they're doing. I can't sort of fake that. So it's important for me to be honest about that. If it's a client that, okay, I'm not so sure about kind of my passion for that product, then it's not the right client for me. But I really do believe in what they're doing. So yeah, I think, I still need the coaching twice a month. I need it to just remember those basics of, what I do is enough. It's more than enough, and being of service and all of those things is the key, and just not to overcomplicate it, really.
And one of your other multiple sources of income, of course, that you're training for is to become a fully qualified therapist.
Yes. I'm in year 2 of a 4-year training process, and that, so far so good on that. I've really just set an intention around that. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the training. I don't want it to be stressful and become this thing that has to be perfect. I just want to do what's in front of me. That, the thing you said of the headlights on, I can just see that far in front of me. That's good. That's great for me. I don't need to be concerning myself about which academic textbooks I need to read in year 3 or the research paper in year 4. Just be right here, right now, and it's all good, so yeah, that will become another source of income too. Yeah,
absolutely. So you start to put your publishing house, your freelance writing, your therapy, all of a sudden you're starting to build up 3, then we go 4, 5 sources of income. Clients, swimming in clients coming to you all the time saying, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And all of a sudden, because you're a woman of purpose, a person of purpose, you all of a sudden, you only accept the work that is on purpose for you. You don't take stuff that's off purpose. So as long as it's bringing courage, hope, love, and joy, then it's on purpose and you'll do it. But if you're having to like fake it, and this goes back a little bit to your your work self and your work self and my home self. Well, 2 different people. No. The point of this is to live a happy, fulfilled life. It's got to be all aligned. It's got to be all aligned. Otherwise, what's going on? And so many people miss it, Charlotte. And it's wonderful to hear your story and what you're putting out into the world here is going to help so many people. We've got a couple more points to cover, of course. Just to let you know, of course, look, just tag other people in this thread. Even when we're finished, tag other people in the thread if you'd like them to be in a chance, or you to be in a chance of winning 3 copies of Life Remixed. Well, 1 each, obviously, 3 people. Life Remixed and Glumbags. We'll get them out to you within the next week in the post. So if you'd like to win, or you'd like to gift it to someone else, or whatever you'd like to do, just get tag more people in the post wherever you're watching it from. So, I sort of have to ask this question because we've covered a lot of it already, I would say. But was there any other specifics that you would say that have really helped you from what I've taught you and what you're already, continuing to learn? Is there other things that have kind of resonated?
Oh, I will carry on with this. There's so much. I need the coaching. I need it. The consistency of it, because for me, I am a kind of, my track record in the past was a person I would have these bursts, like I say, there'd be a burst of intense activity, but it would just fizzle out, or I'd kind of then go off on another tangent, and that kind of, just that focus of, that consistency of reminder and setting those goals and checking in on those. And, it's not rigid either, it's playful too. It's not like, okay, right, here's the goals and have we done them? Yes, tick. It's not like that. There's a playfulness to it, which really appeals to the kind of, that playful, like childlike spirit in me. It's not about, kind of getting a big you've done all this and well done, it's kind of, it's so that the consistency, but also the community is phenomenal, on the group calls that we have, just to sit and listen to what's going on for everybody else, to hear just incredible people, who are doing amazing things. Really amazing things, so varied as well. Clothing companies, like you say, like Dave's. I've picked out, Dave, by the way, I've picked out my 2 t-shirts. So I'm going to get
well, can I jump in there as well, Charlotte? I'll jump in there as well, because you actually came up with this idea. I love when so just to give people a bit of background to this, we have a Life Remixed client community. Of course, these are people that are obviously, paying me to be their coach, and they come into the clients group. I think there's about 40 or so already in the clients group. We have monthly group coaching calls, so we all jump on a call monthly and we all share each other's stories. I give a kind of extra bit of oomph, a bit of boost to people, you came up with the idea of you said this Christmas I only want to shop Life Remixed, which really made us all laugh. We loved it. We all loved it. But then, of course, you've got Dave Mills with his t-shirts, which we'll come back to in a second. You've got Leslie with her women's clothing as well, her women's boutique, which is Soho Blush Boutique, I think it's called. So you've got Leslie in there as well, and then so many other people that are doing great things. But sorry, I interrupted you. So
yeah. No, I just think it's just a wonderful thing. I mean, Leslie, I've already Phil's already got me a Christmas present from there. I've sent him the link. I want this lovely. It's got love on it, and it's got a star on it, and lovely beautiful green colour jumper. So I know that one. Well, I don't know. I've forgotten. I've wiped it from my mind.
Yeah.
I've got an idea that might be under the Christmas tree for me, and I know my Dave does a brilliant Full House t-shirt. I want that one, and I want the In the Music big logo t-shirt as well. So those orders will be coming your way via Phil. But yeah, I'm also, my gifts to people, I want to buy lovely photos, because there's Justine who does the brilliant photos, women photographers. Really interesting shots, actually. So I'm going to buy from there. Diana, as soon as your book's out, I know it's not quite there, I'm going to buy from you. It's just and and obviously people have done that for me as well. It's great, isn't it? It's kind of everybody wants everybody else to succeed. There's no trace at all in this kind of environment of anybody begrudging anybody else. We just want each other to do well, and it's so wonderful that it's brilliant to be around, because it's a ever what's it called? It's it just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's ever evolving and it's ever growing. And the group of people, I see a few people asking for the link for the t-shirt, so I'll make sure I put a few links in for Boho Blush. Thank you for correcting me, Diana. Boho Blush for Leslie for the women's clothing, and the t-shirt links as well to In the Music. Really, really amazing what he's doing. And Diana's just saying here, look, I absolutely agree, Charlotte. Coaching with Mark has seen me make phenomenal progress. Absolutely needed, and so grateful for our community. Life Remixed rocks. Life Remixed rocks. Look at that, Diana. And you're not the only person saying it, Charlotte. Obviously, everything you're saying. Emma's putting the links in there as well. In the Music t-shirt link there for Dave. Will be joining me next month as well. The shared inspiration from our group is amazing, as Gav says. Gav, who's setting up his own non-profit for autism. Because he won't mind me sharing that his son has suffered or suffers with autism, so it's really close to his heart. There's people, we're all cheering each other on, right? We're all cheering each other on. There's no room for negativity. We don't buy into that at all. We're all here, and I believe I make it. You can tell me true or not, Charlotte. I like the fact you said it, that there's humour. Of course there is. It's easy, simple and fun.
Yeah, it's got to be fun, hasn't it? That's the thing. I think, I tried various, kind of things in the past because it was always there, wanting to do this thing, kind of seeking, I was always seeking kind of the solution to, help with that. But anything that just feels too rigid, or, go and study in a library and write a business plan and then just do that, it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. It's I need it to be fun. I need it to be, this is a game. It's like a big game, basically.
Listen, the whole of life is a big game of Monopoly. All right. And all we've got to do is learn the rules of the game. And I shared the universal laws. And if you can go to my website now, Mark Wilkinson Official, guys, download the 12 universal laws from the, I think it's from obviously the free download section under resources. But go there, get the universal laws, read the universal laws, and then tune into every single one of them. If you need a coach, I'll help you. I'll keep you on track. But my point to you is that, you can start to see the results. Charlotte is the first person that I brought, out from, if you like, from the group and gone, here, Charlotte, have your own show and be here with all of us. And it's gone amazingly well. There's some incredible feedback, and Pete's just sharing one there. Look, exponential growth formula. and of course, he's got Pete's red, green, but blue and yellow. That's e-colours. And that's our own we've all got our own little code now. I was thinking about this the other day. We've all got our own little code. And when we identify ourselves, I always put yellow, red, blue, green. And we've all got our little order that we put stuff in. There you go. Diana's done it. She's got her own little code. There you go. Yellow, blue. And of course, Charlotte, you're blue, yellow in e-colours, which is it's a personality diversity thing. It shows us how you like information and how you like to give and receive information. People, I don't know, you can see the comment, Charlotte, down the side. What a fantastic session. It's been amazing from Dave. Emma putting lots of stuff in here. Jason saying, Charlotte, you're inspirational. I think, what I'd like to sort of end with is a couple of things. One, we will get back to you guys and identify 3 winners. We'll do that in the next day or so. And then, we'll get your address and Charlotte will send from where she is, and I'll send from where I am, and you can have those 3 free books from us just for being here and tuning in and tagging other people. It's been really great for us. And what I want to say about that as well is it's all about belief and living on purpose, isn't it?
Yes.
That's it. That's the answer. Yeah, you're right. But the fact of the matter is, it's all about the belief and living on purpose, because ultimately, if you don't live on purpose, and the clue is in the language always, thank you. When you say thank you, it's powerful. I will means your willpower. You will do something. I believe. I say that a lot, even in conversation. I try not to say I think. I'll say I feel or I believe, because when I'm saying that, I feel or I believe, that's actually sending a powerful message out. Not I'm worried, I'm not sure, I'm not. None of that. I don't allow those words into my language. I used to a lot. And it never served me, not once. All it did was fed into my fears and my angers and stuff like that. So I've learned this stuff, and now I love imparting this knowledge. And I love it when I listen to people and they, a lot of people go, oh, I'll try. Yeah, I'll try and do that. I'm like, no, you won't. No. We're not doing try. We're not doing try. And yeah, Bruce is and instead of but. Exactly. If you say but, whatever you say, if you say but, you've just negated everything you said before it. Yeah. So there's so much of this stuff. There's so much of this stuff that people are not consciously aware of. It's from their subconscious conditioning, their programming from them when they're younger. But you have worked with me for some months now, and it's about belief. I have instilled my belief into you. By the way, I've done it. I've gone, look, here it is. This is how we do it. I believe in me, and therefore I can now believe in you and all of my clients and say, I believe in you. Live your life on purpose, identify your purpose, live your life on purpose, and then set about helping other people. And I'd like you to round it off, because you might have something else in the pipeline for next year.
Yes, so very much encouraged by you, of course. In next year, I will be setting up a mentoring program for people who want to write specifically children's books, because I've been through a process. I've done it all kind of, it's been this immense learning curve. And there is, a great kind of body of work, I suppose, that's come out of that, both the kind of business side of it, of the contracts you need, but also just the way to produce a book within a year, basically. So yes, watch this space on that.
Watch this space for Charlotte Tarrant's coaching and mentoring on how to write your own children's book. And I think she's the woman who's going to make that happen for you, because she'll be able to take you through it. I can coach you on how to write, your book, your story, your self-development book. I can coach you in many other ways: property, business, multiple sources of income, all of that stuff. But you've got to go to the people that have done it in order to be able to do it yourself. And if you don't do it, you'll never know. You'll go to your rocking chair or your deathbed going, well, maybe I could have written a children's book, or maybe I could have written a book. But actually, I'm pointing the wrong way. Talk to this woman, because actually she knows how to do it. She knows how to do it, and she's proved it. Here it is, Glumbags. There it is, Glumbags, Charlotte Tarrant and Ivy, of course. The Starlike Book series, stories of courage, love, hope, and joy, dedications to her father. A beautiful story. And you know, Charlotte, you talk it so well, and it's a really beautiful moment. So watch this space for more people coming through. And I want to say this: Pete's just said you've set the bar high, Charlotte.
Well, so have you. So have you.
So have you. And he hasn't come out to talk about it yet, but he will. He will. And every single one of you just coming forward and Emma's saying, so looking forward to seeing you back on Life Remixed Inspiration in another 12 months' time to see how far you've gone in that 12 months. Well done and congratulations again, Charlotte. Yeah. And my good lady wife also has an idea about children's books. So who knows? You might be helping her in due course as well.
Well, massive love to Emma, because, you know, the dream team that is Life Remixed. I mean, I know how hard Emma works with you on this, and just gratitude from all of us for everything that you do. And I still remember your session that you did with you and Emma on relationships was one of the best, actually. Just about, you know, I learned a lot from that, really, about kind of just living in harmony, you know, with your partner. And that's another thing. I mean, it's another call now. We haven't got time now, but I think the growth in terms of my relationship by doing this coaching has been huge. So yeah, just come join, get involved.
That's exactly right. Get involved, you know, find out what it's all about. You want to have a discovery call with me, I'd love to have a chat with you. You know, I'm encouraging people to market into the group, as Charlotte said, you know, market into the book, bring Glumbags into the book, tell us all about it. We'll all support it. We'll all get behind it. The same as we'll do with Diana and everybody else. And yes, you're right. You can watch back my interview with my good wife, Emma, on my YouTube channel. You can find my link to my YouTube channel from Mark Wilkinson official website. But that relationship call with Emma was great, because obviously chapter 13 of Life Remixed is actually all about relationships and all the things I'd learned, all the mistakes I made, and all the things I'd learned along the way before I met Emma and started dating her. And then I brought all of that information in, and I've used it ever since. And here we are, you know, happily married and doing our thing. But there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. And when you can understand and apply it, by the way, I was talking to a guy, there was a Facebook chat going on earlier with this guy, and he said, someone keeps telling me to not read other people's books because, you know, you'll just be getting their ideas and their dogma, and you won't have a, you know, you won't. And I said, whoa. I said, stop right there. I said, listen, people who don't read books have no advantage over people who can't read books, which sounds harsh, but it's true. So you need to read and read and read, and don't accept anyone else's word as gospel. Try it out for yourself. And if it works, then listen to them. So look, so many people coming in. Oh, Colette saying I'm just about to start chapter 13 on relationship. Brilliant. Pete saying Team Wilkie. Shout out to Emma Wilkinson. You get loads of shouts, Ems. I know you're watching. Frankie the Wonder Dog. I know exactly who you're talking about there, Michael. Yes, absolutely. Oh, look at that. Emma's just put the YouTube link up as well for our interview together. So if any of you would like to watch that, then it's there forever. And then that was the link, sorry. And then Diana, love, honesty, realism, encouragement. That's it. That's what we're doing here. And John, the final word. Great session. Thanks, Charlotte. Mark. Listen, absolute love from every single one of you. It's been a wonderful evening. What a way to introduce this woman. You know, absolutely wonderful. We're all going to be tracking your journey, Charlotte. And by the way, we're all going to hold you accountable now. We want to see more and more success. We want to see more and more stories. We want to see you putting out more and more of this wonderful creative stuff. And I want to say thank you for being with me, and thank you for supporting Life Remixed and doing what you're doing.
Oh, well, it's easy to do that. It's just a great place to be. So thank you for creating this amazing multiverse.
Good word. I like it. Right. You stay where you are, Charlotte. Listen, everyone commenting, listen, massive, huge love to every one of you. Thank you for being with us all evening. It's been a great first Life Remixed Inspirations, Life Remixed success stories. Do share the stream, you know, let other people hear about Charlotte's story, Charlotte's book. Let's all support Glumbags. You know, order copies for your children, for your nieces, your nephews. You know, just go on there and order 2, 3, 4, 5 copies. Do what Pete did and gift them to your local children's hospital or something like that. You know, let's get Glumbags out there as far as we possibly can and show what amazing support this community can create. There we go. Right. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Emma's just said to me, when's it out?
9th. So a week today. So this feels like it's been an amazing book launch. Thanks.
No. You're not getting off that easy. We want to see a proper book launch on November the 9th in a week's time. We want to see you turn up.
I'll be doing some bits, definitely. But yeah,
you turn up. We want to see you turn up live. We want to follow you. We want to connect with you. We want to follow your story and make sure that we support you 100%. So thank you, Charlotte. You stay where you are, but thank you for being here. Let's say good night to everybody. You know, do watch this on the catch up and share it with other people as well. But for myself, good night, and Charlotte.
Good night, and thank you. I love you all. I love you.
There you go. We all love you. There you go. Wonderful stuff. See you soon, guys.